Welcome. Good morning, everyone. It's a little early, but let's get some runs go. Let's get some runs going. Okay. Can you give me a countdown?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Let's get going. First of all, what you might notice is that I'm playing on the Japanese version. Metroid Fusion has a lot of text, and Japanese version saves real time 3 minutes, and it's mostly run because of preferences, because we run by in-game time. This is notoriously difficult, but I made it. This wall jump sequence is more or less the fastest way to go through that room. I could have done it more optimally if I hadn't had the ledge grab at the last moment, but I'll take it. Well, first of all, the computer has said that there's something going on in the observation deck in the current 10 bay actually, so we're gonna check. And here we find this first frog enemy with some yellow gooey creature coming out of it when we kill it. Those gooey creatures are X-parasites, and that's what this game is all about. They invade creatures and copy their appearance and powers. And they also infected Samus before the start of the game, and that's why she lost all of her abilities. Which is a good in-game explanation of why she has to start all over again. So now about mechanics. Walking on the floor is the fastest way of movement in this game. So it's pretty slow to just normally pretty slow horizontal movement when you jump through the air. Wall jump gives you an extra horizontal boost, but it's overall walking is faster. What you might notice me doing sometimes is right before I land on a platform, I shoot. This shot pushes me a couple of pixels down, and allows me to walk a little bit earlier, saving me some time. Yeah, this game is notorious for having a lot of text for a Metroid game. About half an hour of this run is purely text alone. So bear with us. So right now we're off to pick up our first upgrade. Normally in a Metroid game, Morph Ball is the first item you pick up, but this time around we get the missiles. With some nice Japanese explanation of how to use them. Metroid Fusion is also notorious for being linear. Most Metroid games can be done in some form of arbitrary order of item collection. That is impossible in this game. This game has an event flag system, and basically every event that needs to be done in order. So preventing us from straying from the path. Doesn't mean that it's a boring game, because there's still a lot of action involved. And now we're off to fight against our main boss. You notice me picking up 2 missile tanks, and right before the boss an energy tank. These 3 are all on the way, and the first boss takes 15 missiles to kill, and the Core X requires another 3 missiles. So when we pick up these missile tanks, we actually are up to a total of 20 missiles, which allows us which is optimal for this fight, because shooting him down with the normal beam is really slow. Yeah, but this boss is basically just mashing missiles into him and hoping he doesn't roll. Gotta roll, unfortunately. and a double on the core X. Normally, after each missile, the core becomes invulnerable. But if you shoot and time your missiles, you can actually hit him with 2 missiles simultaneously, which allows you to skip a round of invulnerability, therefore killing the boss faster. Right now we have Morph Ball, which allows us to navigate this nice little section here. What this game does after you acquire an item, it lets you use this item quite a bit, so that you are used to it. Obviously, Morph Ball will be used a lot more during the course of this run. Another thing you saw me fight against was the Eider. The Eider that I shot had to shoot this eye on the door with missiles. This Eider in the early game takes 3 missiles to go down. If you do it correctly, you can also get a double missiles on it, but these are very specific, and I'm unfortunately not good enough to land those on a consistent basis. So right now we're sent to Sector 1 because the X-Parasites have managed to invade it, and we're sent basically to exterminate. And the theme of this BSG is extra cutscene, and this cutscene is pretty nice and pretty scary for most kids. I mean, look at that. It's the only real cutscene. Most of the other cutscenes are mostly text in this game. But still, it fits the theme nicely, if I say so myself. And a lot of time is also spent on the elevators, because they're pretty slow. But we'll get there. You notice me picking up an additional missile tank. That's to make this sector a little bit easier, Sector 1. Sector 1 is pretty movement and missile intensive. So you really need to stay on top of your ammo, your missiles. Basically because if you run out of missiles, it's bad. It wastes a lot of time. Missile pickups during this game are mostly for a later boss in the game, which requires a lot of missiles to kill. As you can see, it's all movement, shot cancels, spin jumps. Hey. Crap. Forgot to shoot one extra. But this gives me a extra missile tank, so basically I'm... also important in this sector is to stay on full health, because on full health, unfortunately, every drop is a missile drop. But when you're near full health, most drops will be green axis missile drops anyway. So I should be fine, especially since I have a lot of ammo. And yeah, this pirate room is basically luck, because it's random how many pirates are on the right wall. Oh. Do that. But yeah, I have more than enough missiles for the rest of the sector until the next boss. And basically, all these stabilizers take 3 missiles to kill. After which the mist clears and the door will open. Next room is another pirate room. Got a little bit unlucky there. I'm taking it a little bit safe. I should be fine now. No real enemies until the eye door, at which I get a free real refill, by the way, a red X. Hey. Okay. There we go. This Idor is another Idor you can get doubles on. After this boss, Idors are killed in one hit, basically. And I got pretty little beams. The beams this Idor shoots is random. It can waste from 0 to 4 beams before opening. And that's RNG. We can't manipulate that, unfortunately. Well, and this Beam Core X is pretty easy to kill. It takes 4 missiles to the eye. After which we get Charge Beam. Charge Beam is ridiculously overpowered in this game. Basically, this Charge Beam consists of 2 shots, a top one and a bottom one. And it's, well, actually 3 parts. It also has a flare, which is near your cannon. And if you hit enemies at point blank range, you also hit them with this flare, which does extra damage and is used to cut some rounds short on later bosses. We'll get there. And this is the last stabilizer. Notice we crossed this room already, but it's a little bit faster to do this room last. Basically because you have Charge Beam, which, like I said, consists of 2 traveling parts, which clears blocks at twice the rate. And right now it's just a matter of killing most things in your way. And just getting towards the entrance. Notice that I'm charging my beam, letting go through the doors transition, which fires my shot on the first frame as I enter the room. This technique is also used a couple of times during the run. I'll point them out as we pass them. So right now we're sent to Sector 2, because apparently the X-Parasites are starting to invade the other sections as well. We get this nice little elevator cutscene, which unfortunately I can't read because I don't know Japanese. But basically it's somewhere. It's Samus pondering about her leader subordinate relation with this computer, which is shouting orders as go there, go do this, go pick up that. Okay, Sector 1 was missile intensive. Sector 2 for beginners is mostly health intensive, because the enemies in this sector deal a lot of damage. They deal and I've picked up 1 E-tanker right before the first boss. That means I have 200 HP. And the enemies here, the red worms we'll encounter soon, deal 45 damage per hit. So that's pretty much. It's nearly half an E-tank and near a quarter of your health. So you need to be really careful in this sector. Yeah, basically every sector has this navigation room, safe room, recharge room combination right at the start. Next room is difficult, because the first the Zors go instantly down with charge shot, but with missiles you need actually 2, and to time them at an approaching Zoro or at a Zoro right before you is pretty tricky for a beginner. Right now we unlock the first of the 4 security levels we unlock in this game. Basically now the doors with a blue light open when you shoot them. Yeah, I got another hit, but I should be fine now. This is also a first frame shot, which kills the enemy pretty fast. dodging some enemies there. And we're off to pick up bombs. In most other Metroid games you can do things as infinite bomb jump to gain height. The bomb timing in this game makes that practically impossible. You mostly use them to unlock tunnels or do a single boost. And this single boost is used only once, actually. Yeah, enemies are giving me good patterns. The reason I fired those two missiles because the red worms can also be on the left side of this room, blocking my way. Yeah, right now I should be on enough health to make it up until the next boss. And it's just platforming here, laying some bombs, doing some nice stuff like morphing and shooting. A lot of action involved in this run, still. Yeah, this room is tricky. If you can unmorph in mid-air, then you can do a wall jump which will boost you right over these red pancakes. But it's a little bit tricky to get. Right now we're approaching another boss fight. We have charge beam now, and if you do a point blank charge beam shot, you basically can kill the Ido in one hit, as I will demonstrate now. Unfortunately, I still have to wait there. Basically, the flare, each beam part does 10 damage, and the flare does another 6 damage, dealing it. So the charge beam totally deals 26 HP damage. This boss gives you a random amount of jumps. It can give you anywhere between 3 to 12 jumps before staying open. I'm now at 3, I think. Kind of lost track for a minute. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is pretty decent for Zazobi, as this boss is called. Nice. No wasted jumps and at full health, so every drop is green, missile drop. Okay. Decent RNG. Now we have high jump and ball jump, so we can jump in morph ball form, and our jump in normal form is way higher. Oh, wait. As you can see, she flies through the sky. While flying. We'll get to that later. So right now you see another random explosions. These are from our doppelganger, at which we have a close encounter in this room. It's basically, if you go down there, unless you can dodge her beams and dodge her, you die. In 100% you have enough energy tanks to tank one hit, which allows you to pass her earlier, which saves some time. Yeah, and basically we're now heading towards the exit of Sector 2. Doing a nice little platforming. Pretty relaxing. Oh. These bug cocoons are a pretty weird program that if you run into the side, if you jump into the side of them, it puts you on top for some reason. Strange collision detection, but it's advantageous. Right now another, basically us opening the security level has allowed the X to invade other sectors. So now we're going to Sector 4. So we're not doing the sectors in order. Computers and But we'll see plenty of the sectors because we will visit each sector at least twice. And yeah, there's a lot of downtime in the Metroid Fusion run because of the elevator scene and going up towards this elevator hub and then going down. But it also gives you it allows you to catch your breath a little bit. Sector 4, only sector that has its entrance on the left side actually. Sector 4 is the water sector, so a lot of water-based enemies. And up until the boss it's a lot of platforming. A lot of jump shots, and hopefully I can do it a little bit decent. This here is a jump extent. Basically, when you spin jump and shoot, you go out of your spin, but it resets resets your vertical speed, which allows you a little bit, gives you a little bit more air time. Okay, that's really good. Oh, nearly got that jump. As you notice, if you hold a charge shot and you morph, then it shoots your shot forward, which I also employ on some occasion. Another technique that I used 2 rooms before this one was the R shot. Basically, when you toggle your missiles with R, but when you have a charge beam and you have a beam charged, it fires your charge shot when you press R, and it doesn't alter your movement state, so you stay in spin jump when you R shoot. This is the reservoir where the boss should be located according to the computer. Well, obviously he's not there because he's been killed, from the looks of it, killed by something, which is an X-Parasite, which we'll have to fight next. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of luck with these either 2 beams. Well, so far so good. Ceres, that's the name of this boss, always starts with the same pattern, allowing you the point-blank shot. Basically, Ceres takes 2 point-blank shots to go down, because it has 50 HP. I missed the first shot, oh, and I fell into the water, that's bad. But we'll get there. Okay. We'll get there. Okay, 3 shots, still not too bad. And now I'm trying to get some doubles. That was 1 double, as you can see. And now we have the most fun item of this run, the speed booster. If you, after a while of just walking, you start speed boosting, which really amplifies your speed, and you can store this and perform a so-called Shine Spark. And the first Shine Spark is immediately around the corner. Pretty cool. Shine Spark is not always the fastest way, because it has a pretty long startup and bonking animation. But yeah, it's used a lot in the remainder of the run, the speed booster and the Shine Spark, of course. Right now we have to do a little more, something more before we can exit this sector. We basically have to pump the water down. And as you can see, I charged on the pads, which allows me to break this barrier, this speed boost barrier. And hopefully I can get the next trick. Nope. Basically, if you activate your Shine Spark right before you hit the ground, you can do a low height Shine Spark and don't have to do the startup animation. And I noticed these particular entrance rooms you go through. These are long enough to start a speed boost. So at the end of every sector, at least at the end and entrance of every sector, I can do activate a speed boost, and when I exit each sector, I can store a shine spark, which allows me a quick entrance towards the elevator, as I'll demonstrate here. Notice if you jump when in speed boost or shine spark form and you land, you have no bonking animation. So most of the time you want to have when you're on speed boost, you want to end it in a jump, because you don't have a bonking animation, obviously. The speed booster will see quite some fun uses in this sector, Sector 3. Sector 3 is the heated sector, fire-based enemies, and some nice little fights. You notice the text going pretty fast across the screen. Basically, this is what makes the Japanese version by far the fastest, but it requires some timing because you have to hold A to advance the text and press A at the end of every text line to trigger the next one. So it requires some timing, or meshing, or meshing if you're more into that. Oh. Yeah, speed booster is used a lot as we unlock the next security level to unlock these nice little green doors. Sector 3 is mostly platforming. And hopefully I can get this next one. What I did there was a so-called shine break. When you touch the edge of a speed boost block while speed boosting and you charge, then you break the block and charge, which gives us this that extra speed, that extra shine spark in that shaft. Yeah, right now we're on our way to the data room to pick up our next upgrades. Ooh. These enemies, these sidewalkers are a little bit tricky and they deal quite a bit of damage. Hopefully I can get... Oh, let go of right button too early, unfortunately. Otherwise I could have gone for a trick. Wow. Right now we have super missiles, which triples our missile damage. So charge beam has been mostly overpowered up until this point. Right now the missiles have caught up, basically. And they are now dealing the most damage. Most people, casually, you run all the way to the left and it triggers the rumbling in this room. But the boss trigger is actually one block before that, so you only have to go towards that trigger and avoid the rumbling, which saves a little bit of time. This security robot takes 10 missiles to go down, and it's mostly you want to hit it with a shot at the opening. That's what I tried with the diagonal shot, but I missed it, so that means it went further to the left before starting to jump, which is basically the movement you want because it fixes your battle pattern. Oh. I should be fine. I have 3 missiles right now. And for the next sector, at the start of it, that's the bare minimum you need. I'll explain that soon. So yeah, we'll do another exit speed boost. Charge it on the pad. Another thing you saw in this sector, remember that missile tank I picked up in the Morph Ball tunnel? Well, up until recently, the skip was impossible to do on console, nearly impossible to do on console real time. But at the start of this year, another way to skip it was found by going out of bounds. Unfortunately, that can only be done on the English version. Bit of history. The English version of this game was released first. And basically they fixed all these kinds of glitches in the Japanese version. Which is unfortunate because 0%, which is an actual category for this game, is only feasible real time on the English version. I have to explain the percentage system a bit. Normally the major upgrades also count towards percentage, but you have to pick up the main upgrades for the storyline anyways. So the makers decided that they didn't count them towards percentage. So all the percentage you see at the end are from the missile tanks, E-tanks, and power bomb tanks we pick up, except for the missile tank and power bomb except for the initial power bomb and missile upgrades. So right now we're in Sector 6, the night sector. Start with another nice speed boost opening. I was a little bit unsure if I hit the tunnel. Basically I unlocked that tunnel to pick up the upgrade that's there on the way out. And these blue eggs right now deal around 80 damage. That's because Samus, after her life-saving operation from the X parasite, is vulnerable to cold. So these eggs can freeze you. But we're working on a solution. Another bit of speed boosting and shine spark. Basically the bomb timer still rolls during item acquisition. That's why I lay a bomb and then pick up the energy tank such that the bomb explodes while I'm picking up the item. And here we have another SCX, and this time it's an actual encounter. Because we have to get past her, and we do it the fast way. Hopefully without dying. If I touch her, it's over. Yeah, it's scary initially, but after a while it's just easy as pie. Nice, got all the enemies. Nearly all the enemies, I should say. Super missiles at this point can also kill the idols in one shot. But I always opt to use the charge beam shot there just because I can. Okay, this is another case where we use the flare. This boss has 100 HP. So you have to get in range. To kill it in a minimum of 4 shots. Unfortunately, I missed one. Super missiles also add a couple of other things. Basically, their firing rate is slower and they travel faster, so it's more difficult to line up the doubles. Ooh, I should be careful. Okay, I'm fine now. Right now we picked up Various Suit, the most ugly colored suit in this game, as you can see in a second. Looks a little bit like someone barfed, basically. Various Suit protects us against the heat damage and damage from the cold, so these blue eggs are actually now a valuable source of health restoration, as they heal 40 HP instead of the initial 20 by the yellow axis. Unfortunately, as we exit Sector 6 now, it has become a little bit more perilous because we have more enemies in our way. the most dangerous enemies are these blue puffers you now see on the screen. They travel in 4 directions. And when you shoot them, they release gas, which blocks your way or damages you, which is really bad. But hopefully, as you can see, they tend to be in your way. This is the tunnel we unlocked earlier with that bomb. Yeah, right now we're just some simple platforming to exit the sector. Some more text. Let's see. Next we're headed towards Sector 5. Well, the obvious reason we dodged the story had us dodge Sector 5 earlier is because it's the Arctic sector, so it's really cold in there. Which is not a good place to go when you're vulnerable to cold. But right now we have the Vario suit, so we're protected. Yeah, these elevator hubs also make for a nice speed boosting. What we intend to do at this elevator hub is shoot the door and then jump in such a way that we land on the elevator pad, so we can immediately press down and go down towards the elevator. That requires a little bit of precision in your timing. Here in this sector we have to pick up an upgrade, which most Metroid Fusion runners are not happy to get for several reasons. First, I should say that the upgrade is ice missiles, and the reason we don't like it is, one, it obviously makes getting doubles on core axis even harder. Two, it also freezes the enemies the first missile that it hits, instead of killing them instantly, even if it deals enough damage for that. And that's the second reason why we don't like it. But yeah, right now we have to unlock another security level. And we need a little bit of platforming to get to the point. Hopefully I don't get trolled by the next enemy. There we go. What can happen there is that the blue X blocks your shot, preventing you from killing that enemy, and then you run into the enemy right before you hit speed boost and having to redo that room again. Third security level unlocked, the yellow doors. What most people tend to forget after this point is to actually pick up the ice missiles. We've had a Metroid Fusion tournament last couple of months, and actually this has cost some players the victory in their match, as they had to basically went all the way to the entrance and then had to go back to pick up the ice missiles, because the game won't let you proceed until you've gotten them. Shoutouts to my fellow runner Ross. I still feel sorry for you, man. So yeah, right now we have to go the long way around to get out of this sector again. And as you can see, we have a couple of the several uses for ice missiles right now, as we're heading towards our meme segment of the game, as I would like to call it. You'll notice. I'll tell you soon what I mean. One thing I forgot to mention is the pseudo screw attack. If you have a charge beam, if you have a beam charged and you spin jump into an enemy, it deals damage. Which is also used a couple of times. Yeah, but we're pretty good on health and missiles for emergency in Sector 3. But I want all the people in chat to post emergency in Francrisy as much as you can for up until this emergency segment is over. Get that spam going. Sowieso. What I need to remember when I enter the next sector is to not stop at the navigation room. Basically, you have to go solve the emergency, and stopping at the navigation room just wastes you 5 real-time seconds. So my prayer is here: don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Keep going, keep going. So right now we're going headed towards the lower part of Sector 3. That's the superheated part, which we didn't visit before because well, the heat would damage us. But fortunately we have the Varia suit now. And this is the most movement intensive part actually, because it's basically get from one end of the sector to the other one. Oh. We're going. Chat still has to wake up. But right now we're looking fine on both missiles and on health, so I can take it a little bit safe here. Yeah, these enemies are always in the way. And hopefully I can... Yeah, basically freezing this side upper in that pattern allows me a quick boost. And right now we have our second core beam boss. Hopefully I can land some doubles. No, no doubles, unfortunately. 4:24 is a pretty decent emergency ending time. I probably ended 4:22:21. The world record for this segment is the timer ending on 4:37. I think it was set by Mickey No. He has the second shared third place on the leaderboard, on our leaderboard. Fortunately, but yeah, it's not an actual. Our emergency times are not an actual leaderboard category. Unlike the Ceres escape in Super Metroid. So right now we have to make our way out of this superheated segment once again. Basically hoping to restore enough health. I screwed up there. Really screwed up there. Taking it a little bit safe. Oh, that's a nice little boost forward. That actually saves some time. Right now, we're going to do what every Super Metroid runner hates to do, which is saving the animals. We have no choice, fortunately, I should say, because I really like them saves. They're adorable. And that's the last time we visit Sector 3, so we say bye-bye to... Oh, Sector 3. Need to pay more attention. Right now we're all the way headed up towards the main deck. This is a pretty quiet part of the run. Just a little bit of relaxation. And these these abilities we found in the last couple of sectors really allow for quick platforming in this early part of the game. Because we just speed boost through the wall. Who keeps building these walls here over here anyways? Oh crap, no. Okay, this wasn't intended. That's exactly what I wasn't hoping to get in my emergency time. This is the second instance where you go past the navigation room without visiting it. So right now we're headed up towards the observation deck. Where obviously the animals are resided. It is possible to make that jump with a jump extent. Unfortunately, I failed it. Right now we're going for a nice little shine spark, which makes this room a lot quicker. And how fast the animals exit the room is pure RNG. You can lose from 5 up till 15 seconds here. Pure RNG. Can't do anything about it. We pick up some additional missiles. As we're headed towards the closest navigation room again. With some nice elevator scene. Where you can see how ugly the Warrior suit is in this game. Right now the computer is telling us to go pick up the power bomb upgrade in the data room of Sector 5. Sector 5 is visited a couple of times during the run. This is our second visit. After this visit we will visit a third time and last time. But yeah, it's sometimes this part of the game is so quiet and peaceful that sometimes runners forget where they have to go. Some people accidentally went for unlocking the security levels yet again, even though you unlocked them the first time. So you really need to keep paying attention. And yeah, right in a couple of seconds we'll get the most useless navigation room text in the entire game. Basically he just told us where we have to go and he's going to tell us again for some reason. And after this part we'll have well, the game picks up pace quite quickly. Right now, I'm hoping to get an awesome shine spark. This is the first out of 2 times that I'll do this shine spark. The second time is way cooler. if I get it. Because it's... Well, it is doable, but it's not the largest window you've got. So right here we're at the data room. We get our power bombs. We get 10 power bombs. That's more initially than we get in any other game, and it's more than enough to go through the rest of the game with, because basically our health gets restored at the start and at the end of every boss fight. Right now we're headed towards a somewhat scary encounter. Jumping over beams. And right now we use our power bombs. They also double as an X-ray visor in this game, because it unveils all sorts of hidden blocks. I forgot to mention this the first time we passed this point, but this is also an instance where you use the first frame shot to trigger this opening of this gate. Because you need the speed booster to get through the enemies, otherwise you have to use a power bomb, which is really slow. Because the game wants you to use power bombs at that point. But we're not gonna use them. Because why would we? So right now we get the shortest command from the navigation room. Basically, go to the ship. That's what it says. And prepare yourselves, because we'll soon be entering our so-called boss gauntlet, as I would like to call it. Couple of bosses in short succession. So yeah, we're headed up towards the main deck elevator, but suddenly the power goes out. So now we have to navigate this nice little section. Oh, forgot to lay the power bomb. This is Ridley. Hi Ridley. Bye Ridley. That's not a boss. Nothing. Okay, I'm probably not gonna get it. Oh wait, I did. Getting the speed boost in that room is the fastest, but those drippers are pure RNG. And I laid this power bomb way too early. Okay, I need to open that one. So right now we're at the ship, and because it's such a convenient location and it asked for it anyway, I save. Just for marathon. And this game is run on in-game time anyways, so I'll take it. And we're past halfway through the run, so it's a good idea to save. Because in the next part it's pretty easy to die if you have bad luck. So right now we're doing a little bit of platforming before we encounter our next boss, one of the most hated bosses in this game, also one of the most random bosses in this game. Yakuza. And I'll explain in roughly half a minute why. You see me do a pretty particular opening sector. Basically, he's firing, these balls are firing those fireballs upstairs and has his mouth open. That's the time you can damage him. And by scrolling the screen and firing those missiles, you can damage him before the fight actually starts. How fast Yakuza opens his mouth is pure RNG. I didn't hit him enough, unfortunately, so I have to do an additional round. It can race from 1 up to 4 rounds. So yeah, that's pure RNG, and it's 4 rounds from the looks of it. Yeah, so I have bad luck. Probably was a few misses off. Yeah, missiles at this point. You want to use missiles on the Yakuza. Wow, how did that missile hit? Okay, nice. Is that a double? No, that wasn't a double. That was a double. And at this point, getting doubles is tricky. So right now we have space jump, and space jump allows us to jump infinitely in the air. After you pass your top point in your jump, you can basically jump again, and then basically allows you to fly. You can also combine this with a speed boost. Basically jump into your space boost while speed boosting, and that's the fastest form of movement in the game, and the most preferred form to break speed booster blocks. We'll use it several times, or at least I hope to use it several times. So right now we have we're going to have a scary little sequence. The last SEX encounter until the end of the game. Oh lord. But yeah, when you start running this game, it's pretty scary, but after doing it several hundred times, it's not so scary anymore. I've been collecting several missile packs throughout the run, and the reason for that is the next boss. Basically, the next boss is a pretty easy one compared to the last one. Or at least relatively easy one. First we have to go past another eye door. One beam, not too bad. You see these plants spouting pollen. Basically, by standing on the very right edge of this platform, you stop the left plant from spawning pollen and hitting you. Okay, I'm not really on my Metroid game. Okay. This boss takes 48 missiles to go down. I have picked up 45 total. So basically I need to fill it up. I can substitute each additional missile that I need with a power bomb or a charge beam shot, which is why you saw me alternating. Oh crap, I need... There we go. This is just a little bit slow. Okay. And right now we have the plasma beam. Plasma beam deals damage for each frame that the beam is inside the enemy. So that's for large enemies it deals a ton of damage. The Sky Hunters are really deadly. They deal one... If they have their stinkers out and you run into them, they deal 137 damage. Right now I have 500 damage, so that's... Oh, why I didn't move. That's they're pretty dangerous, especially if you do a low percent category like 0%. They can kill you easily in one hit. Oh. Also, one thing, property from Power Bomb you saw there is that you can't ledge grab if Power Bomb is going off. That's pretty stupid mechanic if you ask me, but sort of very realistic. So right now we're headed back towards Sector 5 for one last time. I hope to do a pretty awesome strat at the start of the next sector. Basically another... And because we're going to fight another boss in this sector. One of the maybe a boss that took the most runs overall for across most fusion runners. We'll get there soon enough. First. Unfortunately I got hit there. So I can't do the really long Shine Spark all the way, so I have to do the backup setup here. And basically, otherwise you could have started it 2 rooms earlier, but you Shine Spark all the way across these rooms. Which, in my opinion, is awesome. The Space Pirates in this lower section, especially because you move so slow in water, can be really painful. But we have enough health to manage. Yeah, these first frame charge shots kill those enemies pretty fast. Normally I would go to the right immediately, but I make a little deviation just to be safe. That long Shine Spark I just did can also be done. The fastest way to go through those rooms is by doing a space boost, but the space boost is pretty precise. And if you end it one room too early, then it doesn't save time at all. I pick up this extra energy tank for safety. That's a 100% item pickup strat right there. Morph and grab the ledge. Okay, the opening setup of Nightmare is specific. We fire one charge shot plus missile to end the first phase instantly. And the second phase is just spamming missiles and manipulating his movement. After he gets too close, he'll start moving around the room and mastering that Nightmare manipulation is pretty hard, and I nailed it, fortunately. Okay, we're good. No doubles, unfortunately. Hey, Nightmare not playing nice. But right now we get a nice colored suit called Gravity Suit, which allows us all our normal movement in water and no damage from lava and such. Which is pretty darn handy if the sector is filled with water. Because we can speed boost, Shine Spark. And right now we're going to set up for a pretty awesome space boost. Hopefully I can get it all the way. I didn't get it all the way, but basically you can use the R shot to open the door while in space boost, and then you can space boost all the way up till the wall. This is the last security level we unlock. We didn't get permission from the computer, and the computer is gonna yell at us pretty soon, unfortunately. But basically, I don't understand why the computer would be yelling at us, because basically we can't get out of this sector without unlocking the red doors. Right now we make our way past the lower sector 4. This part of the game is pretty dangerous, because most people think that after Nightmare, the boss we fought previously, they're safe. The enemies, your health can go down pretty quickly in this sector. And it's not uncommon for runners to actually die here. Another space boost. Otherwise we have to set up a pretty long shine spot. Oh crap, I screwed up. Okay. I have to do it the slow way because I screwed up my movement. This is how the room is done casually. Also nice to show off every now and then. Unfortunately, pretty slow. Because otherwise you can space jump all the way to the top right before the enemies spawn. Right now we pick up the fusion missile. It makes our missiles yet again harder to double core axis with. And it adds a nice little effect which we use in a couple of places, such as here. That the fusion flare you saw there deals 1 HP damage. Totally worthless. But the game won't let us proceed without getting the upgrade. In the English version you can actually get past that part by doing a curved missile shot. Basically you move towards the left and fire a missile, and your horizontal velocity gets added to your missile speed, allowing it to curve inside the morph ball tunnel there to freeze the enemy. The intended way in which you can actually skip it but still can't proceed is by doing a long shine spark sequence in that lower part. Which is also pretty nice to show. The developers actually put in a message for those who succeed that shine spark. You also see that message when you skip it using the curved missile trick. But they removed that tunnel. You can do it in the Japanese version, unfortunately. So I can't show it off. Another space boost, and this time all the way to the end. And you see those puffer enemies being totally in the way. This is not stupid buffers. This is not the first time actually that this run has been done at the BSG. Last time we had a race of this game at the BSG between me and Mandatobi, who was in chat. Hi Mandatobi. He unfortunately had to forfeit the race after he died against the next boss. Hopefully I'll do revenge for him by killing that boss once more. We get this security message. Basically, we're not allowed to go in there. But right now, we're going to meet with an old acquaintance of ours named Box. He's now infected by an parasite. Oh, should be careful. Taking this a little bit careful. Okay, I should have wow, okay. I'm going to pick up this health. Just to be safe. You can double on all beam core axes, but it's impossible to do it on this core X. RTA it's impossible, and the TAS has difficulties achieving it. Because the room is way too low, basically. Right now we have Wave Beam. And Wave Beam allows our beam to travel through most solid surfaces, which we coincidentally use on this so-called security gate here. Basically, we have no other way to leave the sector, so we have to go here anyways. But we're not allowed to go here, according to this game story. And right now we see Metroids! Why is this game called Metroid? Why is this game called Metroid? Because obviously it has Metroids in them. And jumping through this door nicely lines up the Metroids in this room. And we have a mini escape sequence. 1 minute is plenty to get out of the room. But I screwed up a little bit. There we go. And right now we get the biggest yelling of the computer in our life, which we unfortunately can't read because it's in Japanese. And the game started heading towards dialogue here, because Samus will be responding this time around. One of the longer text meshing parts of the game, but the longest is yet to come. Not now, but it will come pretty soon. So right now we're going towards Sector 1, heading towards the exit. This is also a pretty dangerous part of the run. And the second time we use diffusion missiles. Basically every missile block that's hit by the diffusion flare also gets destroyed. Which we'll do because we'll pass there later. These golden pirates here have a... You know, you're supposed to hit them in the back, but the game only checks this by checking if you're facing the same way. So if you turn around quickly, you kill them. Completely forgot my diffusion missile there. But we should be fine. Right now, it's Ridley. But his corpse has been infected by an X-parasite, and now it's Neo Ridley, and it's pretty loud. Loud and annoying. Basically, here's where plasma and wave beam shine the most. And Ridley's down. At this point, we have diffusion missiles, and it's pretty hard to land doubles on the 4X. That's not a double. I saw the missile falling off. Not a double either. No doubles. But right now we get one of the most overpowered upgrades. Screw attack. Basically spin jump into every normal enemy and it dies. Right now we're on the last part of Sector 1. And this is the part of Sector 1 you don't recognize. Well, you'll recognize Sector 1 soon enough. I promise you that. Because right here we're headed in towards the familiar part of Sector 1. This is one of the stabilizer rooms I visited at the start. In this room you want to use the platforms as a sort of boost. That's why I should cancel before landing on them. To break me out of my screw attack spin, because screw attack breaks all the platforms. And this will be the one and only navigation room where we don't want to have a speed booster on. Basically because there's an interruption in between and we don't want to accidentally shine spark away from the pad which we have to land on again. This is the longest text cutscene in the game. This takes about a minute. Oh. Or 2 minutes even. So right now we are on the final text before the ending, and we're headed towards the final bosses of this game, and we'll meet them on the main deck. So after this little text, we're done with the sectors. Not gonna visit them again. Right now we have space jump and screw attack, which we use to access a nice little shortcut. Requires screw attack to use. And it skips a couple of door transitions, so it's really nice. A little bit of platforming right before the final bosses. I forgot to mention on Ridley you use the plasma wave beam combo, you fire diagonal shots at Ridley because the beam stays inside it the longest. The same principle is used on the SAX fight, which we will enter in about 10 seconds. 1, 2, well, less than 10 right now. We freeze lock it, and basically we get a quick heal. We have the quick heal on the SAX now. And basically, in the second phase, you fire the beam upwards with it, and that allows the beam to stay inside of it all the way, which basically instantly kills it. And if you're in screw attack form, you're invulnerable, so that's why you see me spin jumping right after shooting a missile at the Beam Core X. It's pretty hard to land double missiles with the fusion missiles on the Beam Core X. So right now we're headed towards our favorite part in the Metroid, in most Metroid games, the escape. We're taking a little bit of an extra leap to do a space boost. And we're going down towards our ship to fight the final boss. And yeah, that's right, we will fight it during this 3-minute timer. Fast descent. And now hopefully I can do a little something cool here. One final shine spark trick, hopefully. Oh, no. Totally sparked wrong. What I was supposed to do was store it, fall down here and spark all the way across this room. So right now we're fighting the only non-X parasite boss in this game, an Omega Metroid. This is a Metroid. Doesn't look like those jellyfish thingies, but it is. And the SAX will save the day. We didn't pick up the X parasites, but we will pick it up in a couple of seconds. And get our final upgrade, the Ice Beam. And Metroids are weak to ice. And we have the quick heal, ladies and gentlemen. A quick heal. Time coming up. Time is when the ship beams me up. And this is how you do a single segment Metroid Fusion run. Time! You can do the Omega Metroid fight a little bit faster by firing the beam shots up, but that's a little tricky to set up, and this quick kill is also somewhat tricky to set up, but it's the fastest way. We have there's some text, and you can go through the credits to see the in-game time if we want. I'm not sure how we're doing on schedule. I'm looking at.
We're pretty much dead even. Well, we're very slightly ahead, so it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then we'll go.
We're very slightly ahead.
We'll go through the credits to see the in-game time, which is a tradition. Well, Deer Force is not in this credits, unfortunately, because it's developed by a different team. Although we can pay our respects to Satoru Iwata, who recently passed away, unfortunately. Yeah, this text unfortunately can't be sped up, but it's it's the dead part. It's the dead part. The run is over at this point.
Text of justice.
But we get a nice, adorable shot right before the credits. Look how peaceful this looks, people. That's why you should save the animals in Super Metroid.
Kill them.
Make fusion canon again. I can tell you one thing. This is not a PB for me. I'm at least 1.5 minutes off from my PB, but it's still a decent run. I can live with this. Should be a 54. Maybe. Also, there's an also slightly chance that this is still a 53, but I don't think so.
Let's find out.
And the credits theme is awesome. Not bad for a 15-year-old game.
Is that old?
15? Yeah.
Jeez.
2001, 2002. And just for reference, NES is also 30 years ago, so...
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, but GBA doesn't feel that old.
Game Boy Advance was released in 2001, so it's pretty old already. We get all these nice Japanese names of the people who worked on various parts of the game, including the manual, which obviously needs some design.
Very important.
Super Mario Club.
Also very important.
And of course, coming up, our special thanks and our executive producer. Rest in peace. And we get this nice little suitless end shot of Samus Aran, of course. And to find out our the main secret, the main most public secret ever, of course. Right, now, it's a girl! 54, I'll take it. Pretty decent for a marathon. So, good morning everyone, and thanks for watching my run. 12%.